Hello and welcome. My name is Jeffrey Kennedy and welcome back to another episode of Elliott Wave Junctures. Within the wave principle, there's two types of wave modalities, and what you have are essentially motive waves and corrective waves. Now, with respect to with respect to motive waves, you have two types. You have impulse waves and you have ending diagonals. Now, with respect to the corrective wave family, you have three types of corrections. You have zigzags, flats, and triangles. Today, we're going to be looking at the flat correction. Now, the flat correction is sometimes referred to as a 3-3-5, as you can see here, 3-3-5. Now, the reason we actually use that type of a shorthand as an Elliottician is to denote that wave A subdivides into three waves, wave B subdivides into three waves, and wave C, of course, is going to be a five-wave structure. Now, the most distinguishing characteristic of a flat correction is that wave B ends at or near the origin of wave A. That's how you can tell it's a flat. Essentially, it's the three-wave move in wave A, the three-wave move in wave B back to at or near the origin of wave A, and then, of course, the five-wave decline in wave C back to below the extreme of wave A. That's your textbook flat structure. Now, sometimes, on occasion, what you'll find is that wave B actually moves beyond the origin of wave A, as it does in this example. Now, when that occurs, we call that pattern an expanded or irregular flat. But notice the substructure is still very much the same. Three waves in wave A, three waves in wave B, followed by the five-wave structure in wave C. This is what it looks like in the book. And again, it's a 3-3-5 pattern with wave B ending at or near the origin of wave A with a regular flat, or beyond the origin of wave A with the expanded flat. Now, the one thing that's important with the expanded flat, we'd like to see wave B not really exceed much of a 1.382 multiple of wave A. So typically, with respect to the expanded flat here, we don't like to see wave B end much beyond, say, the 1.382 multiple. Maybe 1.618, but ideally it's that 1.382. Now let's look at a few examples real time here of what they look like on a price chart. Now, going from this extreme here, and this is the pound yen cross, we have a three-wave move up in wave A, clearly a three-wave decline in wave B that goes back to at or near the origin of wave A, and then you'll see your waves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in this instance here, we actually push a little bit above 131.80. That's where wave C equals a 1.382 multiple of wave A. Now, what I tend to find with respect to, say, the C wave multiples of wave A, it's typically equality to about 1.382. But again, here's a good example. Three waves up, three waves down, followed by a five-wave structure. And again, this is a nice example of a flat correction. Here in this instance here, and I'll wait for my data to pull up, here's another flat correction. This is an intraday flat, short-term price chart. This is of the VIX, ticker symbol VXX, and what again you'll see is three waves up in wave A, three waves down in wave B, and again it ends at or near the origin of wave A, and then that's followed by a five-wave structure, waves 1, 2, 3, here's a triangle 4, 5, to complete the pattern. Now again, what's very important to understand is that this is an Elliott wave corrective pattern. As a corrective pattern, it is a counter-trend pattern, meaning that the larger trend is, in this instance, down. So the reason I like to focus on these and why I try and learn as much as I can about Elliott wave corrections is because as a counter-trend move, as a correction, they represent opportunities to actually rejoin the larger trend. Now here in this example, and this I believe will be the final example, this is an expanded flat. And I'll wait for my data to load. Here we go. This is, again, the VIX. This is the short term. And what you'll see from this extreme right here, three waves up in wave A, three waves down in wave B. Notice that wave B pushed just a little bit beyond the 1.382 multiple of wave A at 37.29, and then that was followed by a five-wave structure, specifically in this instance here, an ending diagonal. And again, as a counter-trend move, once it was complete, it was more than fully retraced. So the flat correction, just to review, there's two types of flats: the regular flat and the irregular flat. The substructure for both patterns very much the same. Three waves in wave A, three waves in wave B, followed by a 5. The distinguishing characteristic is that wave B ends at or near the origin of wave A for a regular flat. If the origin of wave A is exceeded, then that's going to be referred to as an irregular or an expanded flat. And as always, because it is indeed a corrective pattern, Elliott wave correction, they represent counter-trend price moves within the larger trend. That about does it for today.